Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Eileen Primrose. I am Head of Dynamic Sales for KIC ICT. Welcome to this webinar for an introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. I'm joined this morning by my colleague Lee Ping, who's a Senior Account Manager, and Lee will be providing this morning's demonstration of Business Central. It's also worth noting that we'll be sharing these slides and recording with you after this session, so you don't need to take notes and things like that. As I say, we'll be sharing all the detail. So this is our agenda and what we'll be covering over the next hour, taking us up to 12 noon today. I'll begin with a brief introduction to KIC ICT, giving you an overview on what we do. Next, we'll then look at Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, covering what it is, who it's best suited for, and the value it delivers to our customers. And as Microsoft Business Central 365, Business Central, which is a bit of a mouthful, as you've just heard, so we just call it Business Central. And the majority of this session will focus on a live demonstration of Business Central, so you can see it in action. We've also left 5 minutes at the end for questions. So as we walk through, please do just post any questions you have in the question box, and we'll cover these off at the end. Okay, for those of you on the session who are new to KIC, we are an IT services provider based in Scotland, and our expertise spans across Microsoft Dynamics 365 applications, Unfor Sun Systems, which provides finance systems suitable for larger organisations. We look after modern managed IT products and services, business communication solutions, and lastly, but importantly, we offer cybersecurity products and services just to safeguard customers from these type of threats. So essentially, we use all of these products and services to work with our customers to identify and implement the right technology solution, which most often supports a move to the cloud for customers, and thereafter we provide ongoing help and support once systems are in place. So we'll now look at what Business Central is. Business Central is a cloud business management solution, and it brings together all of the financial and operational processes that you can see here in this slide, and it brings them together into one single system. So as you can see here, it manages your financial data, customers, supply chain, manufacturing, if you need it, and also the management of projects if you need that too. Not all of our customers use all of these functions, so you can just use what you need on the system. And having this single source of truth allows you to streamline all of your processes, remove duplication of data entry, and really get more accurate KPI reporting and real-time insights to make better decisions faster. It's been named the best ERP system by Forbes Advisor, both in 2023 and in 2024, and it's now kind of trusted by over 40,000 SME businesses. So if we move on then just to look at some of the deeper capabilities, this slide really provides a detailed view of the functionality available within Business Central. And the reason that Business Central offers this wide of range of capabilities that you can see here is because it's actually a modern evolution of a product called Navision, or Nav, which you may have heard of, which was continuously developed and enhanced over the last 30 years. So with that kind of long-standing history, Business Central contains all of these rich feature tools to support every aspect of a business operation. And Business Central runs on Microsoft Azure's cloud platform, which means that you benefit from state-of-the-art security in Microsoft's data center, which offers regulatory compliance. Microsoft has thousands of cybersecurity experts that work to help safeguard our data in the cloud, so they have far more resources than what any small to medium sized business could afford. you're in the slide, you'll see that you can seamlessly connect Business Central to your other Microsoft applications. So it's just part of your Microsoft platform. So using the day-to-day applications that you're using just now, Excel, Outlook, Teams, etc. So as an example, you can easily export data to Excel for quick data entry and then publish it back into Business Central. And Lee will be just demonstrating that for you this morning. And at a high level, then these are the what Business Central helps and with organisations. Business Central enables companies to adapt faster using security and flexibility and the scalability that being on the Microsoft Cloud offers. It means that your business can grow and scale, and it supports you in ensuring that you can remain agile and capable of responding to today's challenges quickly. It's fully integrated, as I mentioned before, with Microsoft Office 365, so connecting with all the tools that you already use. It comes as standard with AI using Microsoft's Copilot. So again, all of these things freeing up time to spend on more important tasks and making better decisions, business decisions faster. It contains real-time dashboards for insights to help customers, again, with those decisions and making them faster with being able to get the insights into your data. And this is here we see one of the biggest obstacles for growth is systems that hold you back. As your business expands and becomes more complex, using manual or disconnected systems becomes more and more challenging. So we see that multiple software programs and paper-based systems can complicate a decision-making process. When information is spread across various places in the organisation, it becomes difficult to analyse data, leading to delays in making decisions or poor decisions due to incomplete or outdated information that you're getting. Manual workarounds are often put in place and adopted, but that causes inefficiency and errors. And departments are using different systems. It creates silos of information, whereas the benefits of using Business Central means that you can streamline these processes and essentially free up time to reduce errors and allow you to make better decisions faster. And then if we just move on to look at a couple of customers who are facing these type of challenges that I've just mentioned. A couple of our customers, one being Premium Crops, who are the largest UK's largest arable merchant. They offer a range of crop services to people including farmers, bakers, pet food manufacturers. And Premium Crops were using an old legacy NAV system that had outdated practices and was causing inefficiencies. The business was also becoming really concerned about non-compliance and in particularly around data security and segregation of duties. So implementing Business Central, they told us that they've now got a modern compliant system which has streamlined all of their processing and allowing them time to focus and supporting the agricultural industry. And then another one here we can see is Motivity. They specialise in designing and manufacturing custom electric motor solutions. And to facilitate their growth, they had to move away from manual and disconnected systems and get one single system to manage the entire business. So with implementing Business Central, it's allowed Motivity to expand their manufacturing capability as well as bolstering their customers' confidence in their ability to meet the supply demands that they have. So as I said, most of today will be actually letting you have a look at Business Central, a demonstration of Business Central. So we'll now see that in action, and I'll hand over to Lee to do that. Thanks, Lee.
That's great. Thanks, Aileen. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. If someone could give me the option, and I'll just share just now. That's great, thank you. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see my screen. So So we're going to run through Business Central, probably 35 to 40 minutes, maybe a wee bit more. I'm conscious that there's people on the webinar today who are users of Business Central and those who haven't seen it before. So I'm going to go through a sort of an overview of Business Central, what it is. I'm not going to get a deep dive into all the modules, but explaining what we've got, bit of look and feel. But I want to concentrate more on the integrations, because as Aileen said, it's a powerful solution which links into the Microsoft ecosystem. I'll explain some of that. And then sort of the Copilot and AI is one of the main areas that a lot of customers are focused on today. So we'll be touching on some of that. So the first thing is, I'm sitting in Chrome. I'm on a browser. If I just refresh, you'll see that my screen refreshes, and effectively what happens is you're given a URL. Because it's a full cloud product, as long as you have an internet connection, you can use Business Central on pretty much any device, tablet, desktop, and phone if you want to. And what you're doing is entering a URL, signing with a predefined username and password. It uses two-factor authentication. So obviously you then maybe have a code on your phone you have to then connect to so that you can get into the system. If I click up here, what you'll see is that because I'm in the cloud, I'm also seeing other products in terms of the Microsoft ecosystem. So Business Central out the box connects to other Microsoft products. So for instance, it connects to Power Automate. So we're going to look at workflows, just touch on workflows and how powerful they can be. It can connect to Power BI. So you can use out-the-box reports, or you can write your own reports and upload them to the Power BI cloud and then pull them back into Business Central so you can share them. You can connect it to Power Apps if you needed that type of functionality. You've got Outlook, which we're going to look at. You've got obviously Excel, you've got Word, you've got Teams. In the background, you've got OneDrive, you've got SharePoint, you've got all this out-the-box connectivity, which I think is one of the reasons which makes Business Central quite a powerful solution. Okay, so we're going to come back into some of these integrations and have a look at them. But out the box, what is Business Central? What do I get? For the standard Essentials editions, you've got two editions. One includes manufacturing service management, and one includes pretty much everything else except those two. So out the box, most customers will have obviously finance. So finance, I've got chart of accounts. I'll just drill into here. So a typical chart of accounts screen showing me balances, showing me accounts totaling. Is it an asset? Is it liability? Profit and loss? Part of the system, it uses dimensional reporting. So you can create lots of dimensions, and when you post to whatever account, you're then allowed to then slice and dice and look at that information from a dimensional point of view, whether that be department or any type of dimension that you need to set up. So obviously it's got full chart of accounts, it's got journals, recurring journals, general journals. You can do budgets. I was talking about creating your financial reports, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, your KPIs. I've got fixed assets. I can do sales purchase budgets, GL budgets. It's multi-currency, MTD compliant, so I can also create my VAT. Forecast cash management. I've got cash flow forecasts, which is nice, a nice functionality there. My bank accounts, I can do bank account reconciliations. On my sales side, obviously I've got my customers. If I'm using inventory, I've got my items. I've got all my sales process, from sales quotes, orders, sales invoices, sales credit notes. Behind the scenes is a built-in WMS system. So it's a full warehouse management system, which can be basic or pretty advanced, with advanced picking and bins and putaways, all that functionality that you might require. Purchasing side, I've got vendors, purchase orders, purchase quotes, purchase invoices, but all this functional, rich functional areas which I can utilise. And this is just some of the options I've got, because there's more in here in the background depending on what you want to use. But for me just now, for the demonstration, these are just the options I'm showing in my menu. It's even got a Shopify integration. So if you're selling your inventory over the web, you can connect your products to a Shopify shop, connect your customers, send your customers and your products to the Shopify website, have your customers see those products, create orders via Shopify, and the orders then synchronize back into Business Central for you then to continue the sales process. So there's lots of functionality available in the system. So obviously today we can't go through individual into each of these areas, but if you want to have an overview another time, certainly give us a shout and we can go through each module in turn. But Business Central, it's a modern looking platform, so I've got shortcuts to do different processes, sales quotes, purchase orders, payments, whatever it is. I've got recently I've got some new embedded Power BI reports which Microsoft have produced. So I'm going to touch on Power BI and come back into this in a wee second in terms of some of the integrations and how this works. For me as a user, now I'm logged on as a user who has access to most of the system. So I've got a busy screen. When you log in to Business Central, depending on your role, it would also be cut down for you how you want it to look. You'd personalise it with your look and the permissions. So I'll sort of touch on that as well. But for just now, as I scroll down, I've got access to see overdue sales invoices. So this company not doing too well. We've got £422,000 overdue. I can click in, drill down, and it will show me all those overdue invoices. From here, I can then obviously review, analyse, and chase them up. Again, I've got overdue purchase invoices, so I need to pay my suppliers. I've got inbuilt sales invoice predictions for overdue invoices. If I want to switch that on, the system will look at trends and start to flag when it thinks customers aren't going to pay you in time, which can be quite useful. If I'm doing quotes or sales orders or purchase orders, it's going to show me tiles where I can basically say, okay, I've got 22 ongoing purchase orders there. What's happened with them? I can just drill down and I'll see if there's any within the system. Now, I think there's a filter on this, so it's not showing them all, but or I can see, let's see, 6 sales quotes. And again, if there's any filters, just now it's just not showing me, but they're all listed in here. Scrolling down, I've got user tasks. You can send tasks to each user. Outlook is integrated, so whenever I send emails from the system, I can set it up so that the system will show me emails that might be statements, remittances, invoices, so I can drill down without leaving the system to see them all. Obviously, I can see them within each area within customers or vendors, but I can see a list here or any that's failed. I'm going to touch on approvals, and it has intercompany functionality as well, which if you need that intercompany consolidation. We've got some charts and graphs which you can, I've got business performance and top 5 customers where I can look at that. I can drill down to see where that information is being taken from. And I've got Power BI, which I'll touch on in a second. And there's different things from putting in widgets for your favourite accounts for trial balances. A report inbox, you can schedule your reports to run on a scheduled basis. So in here, I can schedule my reports to run, last day of the month, first day every Monday morning, 9 o'clock. I can list different reports and automatically they just all appear here. So I can see the latest reports, and I can see the previous ones, historic information, and you can see the history build up of different information through different time frames. But this is I'm logged on as a business manager, so it's a busy screen. I'm just going to click on this toggle and just change my settings. So there's different roles and permissions you're given. I'm logged on as a business manager, but if I just change to, let's see, an accounts receivable administrator, the role for this user, one second, when I change the role, the screen is going to change in conjunction with the permissions and the setup I'm given for this role. So what you'll see is that a lot of the other information from the financial I had on the previous row. The GL's gone, the inventory's gone, and it's now just concentrating on this row, which is basically looking at accounts receivable. So what's overdue documents, other reminders. It's got automatic reminders, so the system can automatically look at debt, if you set up reminders, issue the reminders, email them, and it can do this in an automated configuration. But you can see the screen here, it's now just concentrating on my role on looking at overdue balances rather than a business manager who's looking at the full system. And this can all be personalised. So within each role or group of users, you can give permission where if I just move my mouse over different areas, you can change how this all looks and personalise it if you're given the rights to do so. So I'm just going to change back to my my business manager just now, just for the demonstration. And we'll move on to, so that was just a bit of look and feel to understand it's a modular, modern looking system and sort of how you can control what you see with roles and permissions. And what I want to do now is just to concentrate on the integrations, because the integrations in Business Central to the other areas of the Microsoft are quite powerful. The first area I was wanting to look at was Outlook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into my Outlook, and I've got an email address here, and it's coming from this email address, and all it's saying is please note the address has changed. Now, just now, I don't know who this is from. I don't recognise it, but is this from someone who's in my ERP software, i.e. Business Central? Well, what I can do is I can click on options here, and what I've got here is a Business Central widget saying Contact Insights. If I click on this, what it's going to do is going to search for that email address, and it's going to tell me if it belongs to any one of my customers or within any one of my companies within Business Central. Now, I've got lots of different companies set up, but what it's found that okay, A1 Design. So it reckons that this email address came from here. So what it's done is opened up the account within Outlook, and I'm now looking at Business Central in Outlook. I can scroll down, have a quick glance at okay, what's going on with this. Okay, I can see there's sales transactions and there's different purchase transactions and values. I can click on this option to toggle. I can now see the address details, the contact details. So I can now match this up and say, okay, that's fine. I know who this is from. They want to change the address. Okay, I can change it here if I wanted to. It's given the options. But what I might want to is just send them an email directly from here. So this is now linking to Outlook, and I can then email this user here, say what I need to say, accept that I'm going to change the address for them, confirm it. And whenever I do it, I'm not going to do this just now, I'm just going to discard. But when I do this, everything I do here is then tracked and shown as an interaction against that customer within Business Central itself. So it's quite a powerful add-in where you're getting emails, you don't have to leave Outlook, connect to Business Central, find the user, find the contact, and then from in here you can do different tasks if you wish, from sending emails to changing static data to even doing some transactional stuff. Okay, so that was the first integration I wanted to look at, which was Outlook. Next integration, I'm going to jump back into Business Central, and we're going to look at Excel. So when I'm in opening up different areas of Business Central, if I go into customers, this information which is listed, this is a list of customers, is what we call a page. I can go into vendors, and you'll see the same thing, except it's now a list of vendors in a page. Now, most of the information you look at in Business Central opens up in pages. When it does, if I click on this option here, you have options to take data in pages and drop it straight into Excel. So I don't have to do anything other than click open in Excel, all the information which is shown on my page will be dumped into Excel format. Then I can do what with in Excel as I need. I might want to analyse it further, I might want to create pivot charts, tables, whatever it is. But you've also got this second option called Edit in Excel. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that option. So when I'm looking at this data just now, I can notice just now that I've got payment terms. I'm looking at static data. I've got some location codes. Phone numbers aren't filled in. It might be that I need to go in and complete all the phone numbers, change payment terms, change email addresses, change static data where for some reason it's not been updated. I can do that by clicking Edit in Excel. This is now copying it to OneDrive, which is held in the cloud. I'm just going to tell it to create a file. And what it should do, it should, with the correct permissions, you've got to have permissions for this, it's going to check, I'm allowed to do this, I'm allowed to edit, take out the data to Excel, and it's going to allow me to edit it. So that's it now here. So there's my list of vendors. Now I'm only allowed to change static data. If I try to change a balance, it's going to say no, you can't do that. See, it's went red. But I could change, for instance, just some text. I'll put in LTD against the vendor kit. I'll scroll across, and what I'll do, I could change the email address, but what I'm going to do is change the payment terms. So scrolling along, they're on current month. I'm going to change that to 1 month. I'm just going to do the first vendor. I'm not going to change everything, but I could easily run down and change everyone here. I'm going to publish. And what you'll see is it goes through that, authenticates it, and it says it's successful. So now if I go back into Business Central, I'm just going to refresh the page. What should have happened is that you can see that the names have changed and the payment terms have changed. Now, if you think about that for customers, for vendors, for items, you've got a way of quickly exporting data, changing anything which has become redundant, and then uploading the changes back into Business Central. You can do that for customers, for items, for vendors, different errors in the system, and you can also actually use this for journals. You can export and import journals using the same type of functionality. Okay, so the next integration that I want to look at is actually Power BI. So 1 second, let me just refresh my page. And let me just actually close this vendor list. One sec. Just refresh. Okay, so if I go back to the main menu, I was discussing the integration for Power BI. So if you're not familiar with Power BI is a visual reporting tool which is available from Microsoft, and it has lots of different connectors to different, it could be spreadsheets, it could be SQL Server, different areas where you've got data that you want to report on. But out the box, it's also got a connector straight into Business Central. Now, Microsoft have recently released all these Power BI reports, and there's more coming on the next release, which is due within the next month or so. So for those existing Business Central users, if you've not already seen this, you've got access to these reports, which you can set up. It's quite easy just to go through a wizard to set them up. Now, you can run them from here, or if you're writing your own reports and you want to sort of have access to the reports that you've written, you can run them from here. So you've got a Power BI option here. So what I'm going to do is, in here, what you can do is you can write your own reports in Power BI Desktop, upload them to your environment within the Power BI cloud, and Business Central will pull them back into here so you can run the reports within the product itself. However, just now I'm just going to look at one of the Microsoft reports which has just recently been released to give you a flavour of what this is. So I've got a report here, Microsoft written, and what it's doing, what you can do, you can link this to your data. And out the box, it's telling me the revenue, net profit, margin analysis, daily sales, return on assets, balances by customer, vendor, asset ratio, etc. I've got filters at the side, so I can actually change this information based on filters. It might be based on different types of, I'm looking at domestic customers, foreign customers. You can see as I click, the information changes. If I select all, it puts it all back. I can change it by date. I can run it by GL account categories, by asset, liability, etc., etc. So Microsoft are giving you this to connect to your data, and then obviously run it based on how your data is set up. So I've got income statements in here. Let me just change the orientation of that. So I've got revenue, costs, operating expenses by month. I can drill down into the revenue, the costs, expenses. Might want to look at the cost of retail, domestic, or the sales of retail in this demonstration company. And again, drill down to the point where, okay, I can look at a figure. There's £55,000 worth of sales in March 22. Right click, drill down into the actual transaction itself, and then it will then show you how all that's made up. So there's lots of different tabs at the bottom, from balance sheet information to budget comparisons, liability, profitability, and this is just one dashboard. I've got dashboards for financials, for customers, for sales, for purchasing, for inventory, for project costing. I've got all this nice stuff in here, which Microsoft have given me. All I need to do is connect the apps they've given me to the data. So really powerful. And as I said, you can also write your own reports and do this sort of same type of thing. So Power BI is one of the flagship products for Microsoft just now, and they're putting more and more investment in the given. And this is just some of the reports just now. Next month will be a whole load of other reports available for you to utilise. Okay, and the last sort of integration I want to just touch on was workflows. So there's a product called Power Automate. Microsoft Power Automate is a Power Automation tool, which is a standalone product which you can purchase. Does lots of wonderful things for automation, but it also links into Business Central. So again, out of the box, what it can do for you, you get default templates. So for instance, a typical one would be purchase orders. You can create purchase order workflow approvals for different, limits for different users, different authorizers, all that type of thing, right down to creating invoices, purchase invoice approvals, item approvals, customer approvals, even journal batch approvals when you're posting journals for batches and lines, and who can do what within actual posting. So again, out of the box, you get these templates, you can utilise them, but even over and above that, you have options to use what's called Power Automate within the system and write your own automation if you know Power Automate, or you can get our consultants sort of to help you with that. So that's again nice. It's a nice touch from Microsoft. Okay, so what I want to do now is just move on to another bit of area which is quite exciting just now. It's basically AI. So we're looking at, within the Microsoft world, it's called Copilot. So Microsoft have produced quite a few Copilots. Some of them for the existing users of Business Central you might not use. So there's Copilots for marketing text, and there's Copilots for bank recs, for creating sales, creating analysis, and there's external Copilots which link into Business Central. So I want to just touch on a few of them. So the first one I'm going to look at is Copilot Sales. So if I go to, it could be a quote, it could be an order, it could be an invoice. Let's look at a sales order. I'm going to create a new sales order. So I'm going to click on New at the top. And basically I want to create a sales order for a customer. So my customer, I'm going to say, I've got a list of customers as a Canning Group. So they're interested in, I'm not going to go through all the fields just now, obviously, but it's come through here. It's got their address, and effectively it's saying, okay, what is it they want to order? You would normally go through and say, okay, click on this list here, and you can see all the inventory you've got. Or you can, if it's more for a non-inventory item, you can change it to GL and pick from different GL accounts. But what I want to do is, I don't want to type this in. I want Copilot to do some of the work for me. So let's look at an email. So let's pretend I got an email from this customer here. Dear sir, I'm interested in purchasing the following products from your website. Can you quote me for bicycles, chairs, desks, etc., etc.? And by the way, do you have any guest section tables in stock that you can quote me for? Now what I could do is I can just copy all this, go into Business Central, click on this option and ask Copilots to suggest sales lines. Now I can type in what I want Copilot to find, but what I'm just going to do just now is just paste in the email. So that's it there. I'm going to ask it to generate. So Copilot should be smart enough to look through, understand what the text is in comparison to the items. It's now looking for the items and it's now found them all. So it's found the bicycle, it's found the desk, it's found the chair, it's found the swivel chairs, etc., etc. I can say that's fine and insert them. And what it's now done, it's just saved me typing all that information into the lines of the order. Now, it might be that that's not all I want to do. If I go back into the prompt, it gives me different things, guides, so I can type into copy goods from a previous order number, from previous invoice number, from the latest invoice number. I can add items based on the description, so I could say, well, add 10, let's say, 10 Paris chairs. Click and generate. It goes through, tries and finds them, say, okay, yeah, I've got them. That matches. All good. Insert. It's even got options where if customers are sending new files, you can do a mapping on the files that they send you to the products that you've got. And when you suggest sales line from file, I can click here to upload a file. It will check the file, try to match, and then pull the lines in based on the file which you've mapped to Business Central. So the first Copilot is suggest sales lines, which may be useful, especially when you're getting emails for products and you can just copy and paste, and the system going to try and find and populate the document for you. And that can be from quotes, orders, or invoices, any sales document at all. Next one I'm going to show you is bank recs. So if I go into my finance and what I'll do actually, I'm just going to use a search option up here. Now I'm using the menus, but I've also got a search. So I'm just going to search for bank reconciliations, and that's the area I want to go to just now. I'm going to go into, I've already started a bank reconciliation. I'm going to go in to show you what I've done. So what I've done here is, with Business Central Bank Reconciliation, we've got a bank account number, statement number, we put in the last statement balance, the last statement, and statement ending balance. And what I've got here is, I've got the option, and I've basically imported my bank statement in this side. So I've imported all these in, and this is my bank account ledger entry, which Business Central knows about based on transactions. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the option to ask Business Central to automatically match. So it's going to try and compare both sides, and it's found that 17 out of the 20 items are matched. So it's managed to, when it goes green, it's managed to match them and say, okay, yeah, I recognise that bank transaction, Esther Henderson. £125 matches to obviously this one up here, and so on and so on. But what it's not managed to do, it's found that there's a couple of items here, McNally Computer Supplies, SD Enterprises, and also a bank fee, which it can't seem to find inside Business Central. So when I scroll down, I can, in this demonstration I've set up so you can see the transactions in McNally, they're all split, yet it's come through as one entry on the bank, and it's done the same for SD Enterprises. So what you can do with Copilot inside a bank rec is ask Copilot to do the rec. So I'm just going to overwrite and say, yes, Copilot, can you do the rec for me? It's now trying to generate it. And what it's done, it's saying, okay, it's now managed to find 2 of the lines it can match. And when it says, okay, I've found this amount, what does that match to? It matches to the 3 transactions which Business Central knows about. And it's done it for this side as well. So that's all good. I'm going to keep that. So that's everything matched except this one entry, because that's a bank fee. So what I'd probably have to do is post a bank fee into Business Central so that the 2 of them can match in terms of my bank. But I can ask Copilot to do that. So I'm going to actually highlight the line, ask Copilot to post the difference to a GL. And what it's going to do, it's going to analyse the GL and it's going to try and tell me where I should actually post it to. So what it's done, it's found it, said, okay, you should be posting that to your bank charges. So Copilot is also trying to look at the descriptions of the accounts, see what's happening, and trying to guide you where you should actually be posting it within your GL, which is quite good. Now I'm not going to post this just now because it's obviously on a demonstration, I'm just going to discard it just now, but that's how Copilot can work and enhance your bank reconciliations. Okay, and next Copilot I'm going to show is Copilot using analysis. So what I want to do for this one is I want to open up a page of, just for this demonstration, customer ledger entries. So what does this mean? I just asked it to open up a page of every transaction, every invoice, every payment, every credit note, regardless of whether or not it's been paid or not, which you've got in the system. So I want to analyse this data, and Business Central has this option called Enter Analysis Mode. Now, when I go into here, it's giving me options to do analysis manually or use Copilot for it. If I was to do it manually, what it's giving me here, it's giving me the right-hand side options to pivot, options to start looking at the data. For instance, I can say by year, by month, and scroll down by maybe customer name. So you can see that it started to do the groupings for me. But it's left all these different sort of totals in there. And I maybe want to start then analysing out by date and by filtering. So it's achievable. I can do it, but maybe I'm not great at using these type of sort of filters. Maybe I'd want Copilot to do it for me. So I'm going to just delete that, and I'm going to click on Copilot. I'm going to ask it to create analysis for me. So what I'm going to do is I want to do the same type of thing. So I want to group I want to group my data by year. I'll put it in year buckets. Group by month, by customer. So that'll give me 3 groupings, year, by month, by customer. I maybe want to show the invoice number, and I want to only show the remaining value. I want to just see outstanding items, transactions, show remaining amount not equal to 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits of sort of instructions there within a sentence. Click on generate, and hopefully it's a live demonstration, anything go wrong, but it does what it asks it to do. And yep, there it is. So what it's done, it's grouped by year, by month, by customer, showing me the invoice number. It's done exactly what I wanted to do, and it's only showing me what I've asked for it to do, rather than the pivot showing me lots of different fields I need to sort of change. What I can maybe do is also say, well, this is great. Can I pivot this by department? And what it should do is then it should give me a departmental slice of the data. So now it's saying, okay, I'll put your departments as columns. You've still got the groupings. Now you can group by, you're now looking at data by department, by year, by month, etc., etc. This information can be taken into Excel. So at the top, I've got different options to open the data in Excel. I can duplicate these and reuse these. I can copy links and send them to users. So I've got colleagues who want to set these up in their views. They can then get access to this as well. Everything I do here is saved. So when I leave and go back in, it'll save it for me. So I can keep all these records if I choose to do so. So this type of analysis, I'm just using customers. You can do it anywhere in the system. General ledger entries, customer entries, vendor entries, wherever you've got a page, you've got an analysis, and you can pivot or ask Copilot to do the work for you. Okay, we're nearly finished. We've got a few, probably about 5 minutes left. So 2 more Copilots. At the top here, I've got Chat with Copilot. So what's this? If I click on it, Chat with Copilot is giving you a more broad option of asking Copilot questions in terms of how things are done, help you to understand, or just ask for information. Excuse me. So again, I'm giving different prompts here. So we try give you a guide. So are you trying to find a purchase invoice number? Do you want to go to a page? Do you want to find out how to understand a process? Is there any keyboard shortcuts? How to set things up? And can you show me sort of different examples? But a typical example might just be nice and simple. Can you show me top 5 customers by value? So simple question like that. Can you show me top 5 customers by value, based on volume? It's looking up just now. Find the data. And what it's basically now going to do is it should give me a summary of what it can find, and then allow me to basically drill down inside those records. So while it's doing that, as you can see there just now, it's found that. So it's found different customers. I can then click on the list to see a full list of these, and then drill down inside in terms of what I was wanting to see. So Copilot Chat allows you to not just be in one area of the system. I can be anywhere in the system. I can be in my items, looking at my inventory, and the chat will still be there available, so I can work away and actually ask questions while I'm doing different tasks. So the Copilot Chat is more of a global chat to try and guide users through how to use the system, how to navigate the system, and ask sort of general questions and guide you through. And the last Copilot I was going to show you now, the Copilot I'm going to show you now, this is a separate Copilot which lives inside Outlook. It's a separate license, but crucially, this is due to be released. It was in preview mode. This links into your ERP. This links into Business Central. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at an email. So the example would be, here's an example. So I've been chasing debt to this email address here, and they've said, okay, I refer, you've sent me a recent statement of account. We owe you £15,000. If you send me copies of each invoice, I'll be paying by the end of the month. That's from Jim Milligan at Fabricam. So normally I'd have to leave here, go into the finance system and the Business Central and do what I need to do. You can purchase finance agents, which link into Business Central. One of them is called Outlook 365. If I click on here, now I'm in a demo mode just now, so you can tell me that just now. What this does, this can link to the customer, the Fabricam, so it can say, okay, as you've seen earlier on, it can find the customer. It allows you to pull through information based on their accounts receivable, what's outstanding. It's showing me outstanding invoices. I can update and put in things based on, okay, it's still in dispute, they're promised to pay, they're giving you dates of payment, etc. But crucial as well, in terms of the customer's email, it can suggest replies. So what I might want to say is, thank customer for email and advise attached invoices as requested. So when I do this, Outlook will compose the email for me. So it then decides the text. Now you can change the text in terms of the tone. You can shorten it. You can make it longer, more formal. Maybe let's try more reassuring and regenerate it. And again, you can see that it changes that. And then from here, you have options. Because I'm a demo, I can't show you doing it, to actually start attaching the invoices it was giving me, pull them through from the Copilot to attach the email and just send it. So that's quite a powerful agent, which the first one is for accounts receivable. Sorry, accounts payable. There's only going to be ones for accounts receivable. So there's more Copilots coming out which you can purchase and use it to connect to your ERP to enhance the productivity. I think these ones are really, really good. Okay, I think that's us at the end of the demonstration. So I hope that was useful to everyone. As I said, individually, if you need to see specifics of different areas within Business Central, we can definitely arrange that. But I'll hand you back over to Aileen.
Hi Lee.
Hi
Hi,
there.
sorry. Yeah, okay, got my sound back. So that's good. So hopefully everybody can see my screen there. And we have just had a few questions coming through while we've been through the session. But please do, if you have any questions, just put it in the question box. We've got a few minutes left to answer any questions that you might have. A couple of the questions that's been coming through is how often is Business Central updated? So that's a great question. Thanks for that. And Business Central has two major releases, generally in April and October each year. And these releases, as Lee mentioned, add in more and more functionality and enhancements to the software, and especially at the moment, and I think Lee mentioned that a few times during the presentation, there is more and more functionality being put into the product, and especially around the areas of within the Copilot, which is the AI, to again sort of speed up processes and free up time for people to focus on more important tasks. and you do get the opportunity to preview as Business Central comes as standard with one production environment, so your live environment, and then 3 additional sandboxes, which are used for testing and preview purposes and training purposes. So when we are helping customers implement Business Central, then we use one of those sandbox environments to set up the system so that you can follow through testing of your own end-to-end processes, and we can provide training on your system. And there's no extra cost involved for that. As I say, they come as standard with the system. And another question that we have is Business Central, does it have multi-currency? So absolutely, it handles multi-currency, and it's also supported in probably over about 130 countries and regions just now. So that includes localized versions for tax and language support. And I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions coming through. Another question that we've got is, can Business Central be customised? So yes, absolutely, it can be, and we can help customers tailor and customise for any particular specific processes that you may have. And that happens through what we call extensions, using the development language for Business Central, which is called AEL. And the way that it's deployed is these extensions means that the system can be easily upgraded with the automated upgrades that you get, because what happens is these extensions become unhooked. It upgrades the core system, and then the extensions get rehooked back in again. So that all works very well. And that is the questions that I can see, unless there's more coming through and I can't see them. But I think that covers off everything. So maybe just to add, oh, let me just see if there's one coming through there. So we're asking here, can you select the language you wish to reply with? If you have a customer in Italy, could you answer in Italian? So I'm not sure if that
At,
means, sorry, Lee, yeah, on you go.
at the moment, no.
At the moment,
Not to say that won't be in the future, but at the moment you couldn't automatically reply without some additional work.
Thanks, Lee. Okay, I'm just giving people a second to see if there's any more questions. Not coming through. So just while, if there is any more questions, please just do post them. And probably just worth mentioning, of course, that KIK have over 30 years of experience in helping customers deploy Business Central and Nav and Business Central. So again, we'd be delighted to speak to you about your business requirements, what your options are, how we can help you with the process of implementing Business Central, the timescales it takes, you name it. So we have another question coming through. It's same for customization. Would the upgrade take that into account? So I think so yes, the upgrade definitely takes your customization into account, and so again, as I mentioned there, these extensions that we use for writing customizations into Business Central, if that's required. Some customers don't require any customization, but if it is something that is that's something that customers want to do, then these extensions get unhooked, the system upgrades, and then they get rehooked back on again. So let me just see if there's any others. I think that seems to be us. So yeah, so bang on time, I guess, which is good. Just to say thank you very much indeed for joining this session. And there's an email address there, which is monitored all the time. So any questions or if we can help with anything at all, we're absolutely delighted to do that. So please just reach out to us on that email address there, ask@kick.ict.co.uk. And as I said, we'll be sharing this recording and the slides with you. So thanks once again. I hope you have a good afternoon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.